Hello, I'm Henry Dresden with Weazel News, and we have a special report. We're about to send it over live to the courthouse, where Officer Nick Davis is speaking with our crew about the decision that came down of the State versus LSD.
On the 5th of February 2024, the state was rocked by a heinous terroristic activity conducted by the gang known as LSD. LSD took it upon themselves to commit attacks in this great state judiciary and also its population. Thanks to the courageous officers that were on duty at the time, the UPD as a whole have been able to contain the scene and assist with those injured seeking medical attention. Following this, the Commissioner's Office opened up a full inquiry, including 302 Michael Schofield, 449 Rose Nightingale, 423 Nick Davies, and 452 Cole Gordon. Myself, Nick Davies, and Cole Gordon headed up the legal side of this case after reviewing all evidence and ensuring that the state had the full evidence to support the charges proposed by the UPD and continue to push forward to get LSD rightfully convicted. This evening, after a panel committee commenced, they felt the state proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that the state has provided enough evidence to rightfully commit a conviction and guilty charge against all of these criminals. Guilty on all charges for the attempted murder and terrorist activities was the outcome that we had set as our standard, and we wanted to ensure that standard was achieved. We are here for the people of the great state of Los Santos. We want to show that we will not play ball with gangs in this state, and we will put the full power of the law behind ourselves to secure convictions with violent acts being committed against the people and the government of this great state. Our thanks goes out to the Commissioner's Office, that's 101 Raid Purchase, my Sheriff, Eduardo Dorrance, my Under-Sheriff, Marco Cadwell, Michael Schofield, the Assistant Chief for the LSPD. A special thanks to 449 Rose Nightingale for incredible investigative work, and 452 Cole Gordon for taking this case by the horns and working with myself to secure a positive outcome in this momentous case.
Hello, Los Santos. This is Dutch Van Horn with Weazel News, coming at you with yet another exclusive interview. Now, today we are going to talk about the court ruling, the case involving LSD versus the state of San Andreas. So I have a few questions I want to ask, if that's all right with you.
Of course, yeah, fire away. Anything I can answer, I will. Anything I can't, I'll let you know.
All right, so in terms of sentencing, how do you feel about the sentences that were handed out?
So myself and Cole sat down and discussed at great length the sentences that we felt would be appropriate given the amount of acts that were committed. And after much deliberation, we put forward a recommendation to the state, or from the state to the Senate, and we're fairly happy and content with the charges and fines and times that they put forward.
Are you concerned about any sort of reprisals that may happen once these individuals are released?
LSD, I think, have been taught a lesson in this scenario, and one would hope that they would think twice about enacting any acts of revenge or violence. If they were to do so, however, the full power of the LSPD, the BCSO, and the San Andreas Park Rangers is ready to deal with it.
And so you have full faith in the Department of Corrections to reform these criminals?
Yeah, I believe we will all agree on the same factor that we expect the DOC to provide a good, stable environment for them to look at rehabilitation and recovery before being allowed back out onto the streets.
And so I have another question more in particular about the organization of LSD. There have been several public shootings that have happened with LSD involved. Why is it only when the courthouse is attacked that the charges of terrorism and other stuff like that have been brought up?
Of course, I can't go into a lot of detail in regards to work that had been carried out prior to the court shooting, because some of the investigations are still ongoing. However, what you will reference from the court dockets, which I believe are made public, the amount of firearms, the amount of drugs that was seized in property raised as a result of this specific conviction is quite substantial. So we feel that although it was delayed in the action being taken place, the action being taken place has secured it so that we shouldn't see more of those acts happening.
And a final question to the citizens of Los Santos. What steps are you going to take to make sure something that terrorist attack that happened in this very courtroom does not happen again?
So we, as UPD, have set specific guidelines in place for court activities. We have worked with the judiciary themselves directly to ensure that they're protected, and also the people within this great state are protected while they're enacting their day-to-day activities whilst in open court. More on that will follow, and I'm sure the people of the state have already seen some of those changes that have taken place.
Well, it would appear that justice was done on this day, but is this the end of LSD? Will they continue to spread their tyranny amongst the city? Only time will tell, and it is to be sure that Weazel will be watching. Anyways, thank you for showing up and taking the time out of your day to watch this newscast. As always, I've been Henry Dresden with Weazel News. Take care, Los Santos, and Weazel is always watching.